What if a better retirement isn't just about having more money? What if some of the happiest and most successful retirees simply have better daily routines? Think about it. When you were working, your schedule was probably built for you. You had somewhere to be. People were expecting you. You had deadlines. You had responsibilities. But then retirement arrives, and suddenly you have something you've been waiting for your entire life: time. At first, that sounds amazing, but without structure, those unlimited hours can quickly turn into long days with no real purpose. That's why many thriving retirees don't simply wake up every morning and see what happens. They create simple routines that keep their body active, their mind engaged, their finances organized, and their relationships strong. Today, we're looking at 7 simple routines that can help make retirement more enjoyable, productive, and meaningful. And the best part? You don't need a lot of money to start any of them. One of the biggest changes after retirement is losing the structure of the workday. You no longer have to wake up at 6:30 because your boss expects you at 8. There may be nowhere you absolutely have to be. And that's exactly why having a reason to get up matters. Thriving retirees often give their mornings some structure. Maybe it's a morning walk. Maybe it's breakfast with a spouse. Maybe it's reading. Maybe it's volunteering. Maybe it's working on a personal project. The activity itself isn't the important part. The important part is having something you're looking forward to. Because retirement shouldn't mean I have nothing to do today. It can mean I get to decide what I want to do today. That's a completely different mindset. You don't necessarily need an expensive gym membership. You don't need to run a marathon, and you don't need to spend 2 hours exercising every morning. But movement matters. A simple daily walk can become one of the easiest habits to build into retirement. You could walk around your neighborhood, do light stretching, work in the garden, or participate in an activity you genuinely enjoy. The key is consistency. Instead of thinking about exercise as something you have to suffer through, think about movement as something that helps you continue doing the things you love. Because the goal of retirement isn't just to have more free time. Of course, your appropriate activity level depends on your health and circumstances, so talk with your healthcare professional if you're starting a new exercise routine. But whatever your ability level, finding safe ways to stay active can become one of the most valuable parts of your day. Routine number 3, have a daily purpose. Here's something people don't talk about enough. Retirement can sometimes create an unexpected question. What am I supposed to do now? For decades, your career may have been part of your identity. You had a job title, coworkers, goals, deadlines, achievements. Then, retirement removes much of that structure. That's why thriving retirees often replace their old work purpose with something new. It could be helping family, teaching someone a skill, volunteering, writing, building something, gardening, taking care of a pet. Learning about history, working part-time, or simply becoming the person who brings the family together. Purpose doesn't have to produce a paycheck. It just needs to give you a reason to feel that your time matters. And that's one of the most powerful things you can build into retirement. Routine number 4, check your money regularly. Now let's talk about finances. You don't need to spend your entire day watching the stock market. In fact, constantly checking investments can create unnecessary stress. But successful retirees usually know where their money is going. A simple weekly or monthly financial check-in can help. Look at your spending, review upcoming bills, check your cash flow. Look at your retirement account balances. Think about upcoming large expenses. And most importantly, make sure your spending still matches your retirement plan. This is especially important because retirement income can come from several different sources. Social Security, pensions, 401ks, IRAs, savings, investments, and possibly part-time income. You don't have to become obsessed with every financial number, but you should understand your overall picture. Because one of the worst feelings in retirement is wondering, can I actually afford this? A simple routine of reviewing your finances can give you much more confidence. Routine number 5, stay connected with people. This one might be more important than money. Human beings need connection, and retirement can sometimes make social interaction disappear without you realizing it. When you worked, you automatically saw people, coworkers, clients, neighbors, friends. Then retirement comes, and suddenly you may spend most of your day at home. That's why thriving retirees often make social connection an intentional part of their routine. Call a friend, have coffee with someone, visit family. Join a community group, volunteer, take a class, go to the local library, attend a religious or community event if that's part of your life. The goal isn't to be busy every second. It's to avoid becoming completely isolated. Sometimes one conversation can completely change the way you feel about your day. So don't wait for people to call you. Make connection part of your retirement routine. Routine number 6, learn something new. Here's another habit that can make retirement much more interesting. Keep learning. One of the biggest advantages of retirement is that you finally have time to explore subjects you've always been curious about. Maybe you've always wanted to learn photography. Maybe you want to understand computers better. Maybe you want to learn another language. Maybe you've always wanted to play an instrument. Maybe you want to learn more about investing or history. You don't have to become an expert. The point is to keep your mind engaged. And learning something new can also give your week structure. For example, Monday could be your learning day. Tuesday could be your walking day. Wednesday could be your family day. Thursday could be your hobby day. You don't need a rigid schedule, but having a few recurring activities can make the week feel much more meaningful. Routine number 7, end the day by planning tomorrow. And here's one incredibly simple habit. Before you go to bed, take a few minutes to think about tomorrow. Ask yourself, what is one thing I want to accomplish tomorrow? Maybe it's going for a walk. Maybe it's calling your daughter. Maybe it's going to the grocery store. Maybe it's finishing a book. Maybe it's working on your garden. Maybe it's simply having lunch with a friend. It doesn't have to be a huge goal. One meaningful activity is enough. Why? Because when you wake up the next morning, you already have a reason to get moving. Instead of starting the day thinking, what am I going to do today? You already know. And that small amount of structure can make retirement feel much more purposeful. The 7-routine retirement system. Let's put everything together. A thriving retirement doesn't have to be complicated. You can build your day around 7 simple ideas. Number 1, wake up with a reason to get up. Number 2, move your body. Number 3, have a daily purpose. Number 4, keep an eye on your money. Number 5, stay connected with people. Number 6, keep learning. Number 7, give tomorrow a little structure before today ends. Notice something? None of these routines require you to be wealthy. You don't need a $1 million retirement account. You don't need a luxury vacation. You don't need an expensive hobby. Many of the best retirement habits are completely free. The biggest retirement mistake? There's one mistake I want you to avoid. Don't wait until retirement to figure out how you're going to spend your time. A lot of people spend decades preparing financially. They calculate Social Security. They build their 401k. They pay off debt. They plan their retirement budget, but they don't plan for something equally important. What will I actually do every day? Money can pay for experiences, but money alone doesn't create purpose. That's why it's worth thinking about your retirement lifestyle before your final day at work. Ask yourself, who will I spend time with? What will I do every morning? What hobbies do I want to pursue? How will I stay active? How will I keep learning? What gives me a sense of purpose? These questions can be just as important as your retirement account balance. Final, 9 to 10 a.m. So let's go back to the 7 routines. Wake up with a purpose. Move every day. Have something meaningful to work toward. Review your finances. Stay connected. Keep learning. And plan something for tomorrow. You don't have to completely change your life tomorrow morning. Start with just one. Maybe tomorrow you take a 20-minute walk. Maybe you call an old friend. Maybe you write down 3 things you want to accomplish this week. Small routines can eventually become a completely different lifestyle, and that's the real goal of retirement. Not simply stopping work, but building a life that you actually enjoy waking up to. If this video helped you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who is planning for retirement. Here at Tyson Retires, we talk about Social Security, Medicare, retirement income, benefits, and practical strategies to help Americans prepare for life after work. And remember, retirement isn't the end of your routine. It's your opportunity to create a better one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Disclaimer: this video is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not financial, investment, medical, legal, or tax advice. Individual circumstances vary. Consider your own situation and consult appropriately qualified professionals before making important financial or healthcare decisions.